The Writing Way with Amanda Nicholson and Andy N.
The Writing Way with Amanda Nicholson and Andy. Amanda,
Andy,
this has been a while, hasn't it?
it has, it's been a few months.
Yeah, what are we doing today?
We're doing The Writing Way.
What is The Writing Way?
It's a podcast where we talk about writing.
And what are we talking about today?
Writing.
Now, obviously, like I said, what was the last episode? November?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, there's people wondering, obviously, we've both had a couple of months off with bits and pieces going on with professional and personal, really. So, but what are we talking about today?
We're talking about our writing plans for 2026.
Yes, now there's quite a bit going on my side and Amanda's at the moment. So I always say, ladies first, what have you got coming up in 2026?
Well, technically it's not writing because it's already written, but I have Ghost of Me being republished in February.
Now, obviously, with Ghost of Me, I know what this book is. And the more eagle-eyed people that will know you as Amanda Steele, your previous writing name, will also know what it is. But you better tell us, obviously, if people don't know, what is The Writing Way? Not The Writing Way. What is A Ghost of Me? Stupid husband.
It's about a woman and she finds herself standing in the morgue next to her dead body and realizes she's a ghost. So as a way of coping with that, she gets fixated on trying to solve her own murder.
Yeah, now, people are wondering, obviously, this book when did it come out originally? Was it 2020?
It was March 2020. I remember that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, well, people are wondering, yeah. You better tell people why, Amanda, and what happened in March 2020. People have forgotten.
Maybe it's best to just stay forgotten. No, but yeah, I'd set it up, I think in the October, because I'd read about just giving at least like a few months to do all the promotion and things like that. So it was set up for a pre-order and it was doing quite well. And it was even getting pre-orders from bookshops in America. And I was getting really excited about it. And then just a few days before it was actually supposed to come out properly, we had lockdown and I couldn't promote it the way I wanted to.
Yeah, I remember at the time because people were wondering, it was a big shame because the book itself, I think, never really got the legs it really deserved. Because like I said, it was clearly doing well. It would have done well, I think, otherwise. So what's made you want to come back to it 5 years later?
I had the idea that I was going to promote it better this time, but things have just sort of popped up and I haven't even started promoting it properly yet. So I don't know if it was a good idea republishing it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's true. So true. So, you obviously know what I'm doing next year, don't you?
Lots of
Well,
things.
this year, I should say.
Yeah.
Kind of hopeless today.
I know you
Yeah,
have something involving the hit woman. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about
that's not that. I could talk about it, but it's not this. That won't be this year. I'm a
Yeah.
third of the way through that, and that's going to be my fourth novel. But the third novel, well, I've just done the fifth draft on it, about that just before Christmas, which is my court book, isn't it, Amanda? Do you remember me telling you about this? Last Orders. Yeah, and that itself is, well, it's going to be about 17, 18 interlinked stories, all set within an imaginary county court. I don't know what else I can say here, man. Obviously, it's people who know me, know the reason why this book's come about, but it's proved, interesting enough, the most straightforward novel I've done, would you believe?
Yeah. So I know you've done Threads, which was like people's lives like interconnected and things like
Yeah.
that, but like different stories in that. Is it anything like that, or is
Yeah.
it how is it different if it's not?
It's very similar to Elmshire, but it's longer and it's where Fred's is set on like at a train station and where we live. I've set Last Orders in an imaginary county court in Denton, which there isn't one in Denton. So, but I want to look at people's
There is now.
lives. Exactly. And there is now. But with this, it's set among most of the court staff, quite a few are not, and that there is much more character based where they're all directly coming into each other's lives and stories. So I started writing it before I wrote Fred's, actually. But Fred's was one of those things where it kind of took off by itself. That was where the environment was a character this is people's lives in a building. So it's a different technique, but the style's the same. So, and it's 57,000 words. So I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest with you. It's took me 15, what time it's done, it'll be about 14 months, which you know yourself, Amanda, with my first two novels, how long did they take?
Um, I know one was over 10 years. I
Well,
can't
both
remember
were,
exactly how
both
many.
were 13 and 14 years, the first
Yeah.
two were. So, but this one's took about 14 months. It's flown a lot easier. It really has come a lot easier, this book. So that's why. So, but I'm really pleased with it. It'll be out probably March, I reckon. So, um, back to you, because you've got a new project on the go at the moment, haven't you, as well? Or a change in a project anyway.
I don't know. Which one is this? Narrow it
Uh,
down.
I was thinking of your recently launched Facebook group.
Is this the one connected to my autism Substack page?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Technically, it's not really to do with writing. It's more just to do with sort of having an easy, supportive place where people can share experiences. Because the Substack page itself, I write about my experiences and encourage other people to send in blog posts. But asking someone to send in a blog post of around 500 words is a lot more commitment than just giving them a Facebook page where they can just post maybe 50 words or however many words they want to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point with that. So I suppose we should really, like I said, is you have touched on this on your other Substack page already. I know you have. But what has made you want to do this group thing this year then?
I was trying to think of a way to reach people that need it because I was ready to give up and I thought, well, maybe because I'm not getting as much response as I wanted from it. People don't need it. But then I'm seeing people on Facebook groups I'm in saying, oh, I tried to post like this personal experience and admins have blocked it and stuff like that. But they also have rules where I can't self promote, so I can't just put a link to my blog and say, you can contribute to this blog. So I thought it might be an easier way just to have the page there and then maybe message them and say if I see anything like that again and say, there's this Facebook group, providing it's not offensive, we'll let you post about it.
Yeah, no, I get completely with it. It's, because you're right. There's a lot of this sort of thing going around where so I co-run this Facebook group on Scott Walker, and you get people that are putting a lot of content in there sometimes that is not topic based. It's how you giving people that forum, and I think it's the right thing. I
Yeah,
do.
it's hard to know because people, obviously, I don't see the post because the admins don't put it on, so I don't know what they wanted to post. But I have set the page up, so I have to approve everything anyway. So whatever
Yeah,
people want to post, I'll read it first. And if it's offensive, then obviously it's not going on. But if it's not, and it's just really personal, it's like fair enough if they want to share it, they feel that they need to.
no, I get it completely with it. So it's yeah, I think it's a great topic for yourself. And uh, now I know you've been busy with your poetry again recently as well, haven't you? But I don't know yet what is this leading to collection. You've started writing a load of poetry about your autism as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I have about a dozen that I'm reasonably happy with, and then a few throwaway ones that I don't know if I'll just scrap them or come back to them. And I've started a few as well, and I'm just sort of slowly adding more to it as ideas pop into my head, rather than just sitting and writing them all in one sitting.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there's a couple of well, these are more loosely based on the writing side of things. You obviously know I'm doing my next. I've got a book out before the actual novel, haven't I? I'm podcasting as well,
Yeah.
and I know you've got a feature in that. Now, do you want to know why I've chosen to bring this book out now? Then,
I know you've been doing the podcasting for over 10 years. Is it
yes,
longer than that?
yeah, just over 10 years and spoken
Yeah.
label it
I
is,
know
yeah,
you'd started it recently when I first met you because I remember you mentioning it.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so it is. It started on. Oh, blimey. I've got a friend and you know who it is and I can't name him.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah.
He got me into a pub in a certain area and that's not where we live and said, oh, I've got a great face for radio. Why don't you form your own podcast and I'll be your first guest? And you can find that podcast if you look round. But there's 3 hours of me and this friend of mine getting increasingly drunk, and right, and we did get drunk at night.
Yeah, I've never got around to listening to that, but I am going to do one day.
Well, it's true because it goes on about 3 hours. It's just an epic podcast, and we're grateful for it. But I kind of learn a lot hands-on basis, just taught myself over the years, and I wanted to do. I felt it was a good time now to actually get this book out because it's been coming. I don't want people thinking I wrote 2 books last year about coming out quick. So it's not the case. This has been coming for quite a few years now. Do you understand? It's a good time to get this book out. So that'll be out probably January. So, and just a case of showing people what you can learn and what you can do with technology, really. So, but in both our cases, what project sneaked out just before Christmas time? That was a complete accident.
Yeah, we accidentally formed a heavy metal band,
Yep. And
which
what?
is sort of to do with writing because I wrote the lyrics, so it's definitely classed as writing. But
Well,
the singing isn't classed as singing, is it?
yeah. Well, the story behind it is some people know I had a big cracked tooth just for a couple weeks into November, wasn't it? And it took a few weeks to get it fixed at the dentist, and that fell out straight away. It's back okay now, but when we got into tinted chocolates last year, what happened, Amanda?
Yeah, so I offered you one of the eclairs because I don't like them, and then you said that it'll break my teeth, and then I just started randomly chanting, "Break your teeth, break your teeth,"
Exactly,
and it kind
exactly.
of turned into a heavy metal song.
Yeah, it did, and very, very funny it was, and it was a joke, sort of as a joke, really, didn't it? Really, I suppose.
Yeah. And then I said to you, "Oh yeah, I'll come up with some lyrics in the morning." And they sort of came to me after I went to bed, and I think I got up, didn't I? And I wrote them all down either on the laptop or the phone. I can't remember now.
Yeah, and I came back home from work. I think it was the day after,
Yeah,
and I found out you'd done them, and I didn't know what they were. And over Christmas, or just before Christmas time, basically, I sat down, composed the music, and
yeah,
anyway bought a Christmas single. It's our anti-Christmas single, really, wasn't it?
yeah.
And I remember you telling me at the time, "Well, that's it. I'm not doing any more." And what happened?
And it hurt my throat a lot, but I might be doing another one. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a possibility of it. Like I said, yes, we're certainly leaving it open at the moment, and it could be great fun if we have a go at it. To be honest, with you, okay? So.
Yeah,
That's why I say watch this space, people. Okay. Um, in addition to that, now we're going to be doing reviving Mandy in a bottle as well, aren't we?
yeah. She's currently at the bottom of the ocean, trapped in a bottle.
Yeah. Well, people wouldn't Mandy in a bottle is that was obviously a poet spoken word ambient music project we did a couple of years ago, wasn't it? And we
Yeah,
spent about 2 years doing our mini album, and then I found a single that predated all that the following year. So we had I'd say a single and an EP, and you want to go back and do some more, don't you?
yeah. Maybe about half a dozen of my autism poems.
It's a great idea, John. I think I'm always a believer when you're doing music like that, is poetry particularly can really return colour from instead of grey if you do it right. So I'm looking forward to go with that in the new year with you. So, and do you know what other music projects I've got on the go at the moment, Amanda?
I know you've got the Polyocean one and the one with Courtney, and
Those two, yeah. Yeah,
did you
I've
say
got
you were doing something with Lee?
yeah, well, I've got to speak to Lee about that. Yeah, we've done a track and it was very good actually. I'm going to have to sit down. Well, I'm going to speak to him because I would love to have a go into do some more tracks of him. It's just a
Yeah,
case of getting time, if you know what I mean, because well, Polly's got all the demos at the moment for album 3, and there's 31 of them, right? So and I've done demos for album 4 as well, which he knows about. But that's 3 tracks, and one of them's 17 minutes, one's 21 minutes, and one's 7 minutes, right? So
yeah,
if they just need cutting, so that'll be the 4th album end of the year. But I want to spend a bit of time getting the 3rd album done. Now, with Courtney, as you know about, we bought out the debut EP. Oh, I think it was November. It was. I'm sure it was November. And I've got a second single ready for it. There is a second single that's ready for it. I need to send the masters to Courtney, let her hear it, but it should be okay because that's 4 tracks again. That'll be out in February, probably May or June. There is a 3rd single planned as well. And by that point, hopefully we'll have an album well on the way as well. So all go.
yeah.
That's
Busy,
why.
busy, busy.
Yeah. So now, obviously, what plans do we have for the writing way in 2026? Just so people know.
Yeah, we're gonna go monthly again. I know we had one guest on last year. I don't think we had any other guests, did we?
Yeah. No,
We
just
probably will have the occasional guest if we come across something.
yeah, definitely that is. I said if my side, Spoken Label's going to be, well, it's not going to be carrying on weekly in 2026. I'm too busy. So it'll be 2 episodes a month, maybe three, but it's certainly not going to be weekly. I can
Yeah,
tell you that now. So, and we're also going to be carrying on with Not the TV Guide as well, Amanda, aren't we?
yeah.
Well, that people follow that. That'll be,
That's as and when we can all get together and
yeah.
record it.
Yeah, well, in this case, you've got four people with very diverse backgrounds and lifestyles. It gets very busy. There's two ways about it. And what's the plans of your autism podcast then?
Yeah, that's weekly at the moment. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep that up, but we'll just see how it goes. I've recorded one for that goes out on Wednesday, and I've got the notes together for another one for the following Wednesday that I haven't recorded yet. And then I've got a few ideas of like how I'm going to try to encourage some other people to get involved, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I said there's, and have you got any plans to do any more writing books in the new year? Anything now in the new year, Amanda? Anything planned on that side at the
No, I
moment?
did. I did one towards the end of last year. I think around September or October. That was how to create and have sort of flesh out your characters, and they had like a load of questions to ask about your character.
Yeah, remember it well. And you also, as well, you bought out was it your romance novella, didn't you?
I did. I brought that out at Christmas, well, just before Christmas, because it's a
Mm,
Christmas themed novella.
exactly so. Is
But
there,
if you like reading about Christmas in January, then still get it and read it now.
yeah, no, agree with you completely with that, Amanda. Um, is there any other books you got planned for this year then you could reveal?
I have my Killing Tommy book. I don't know if that's going to come out this year. It needs a final edit, and I'm also sort of still occasionally pitching it round to agents just on the off chance. So I don't know what's happening with that yet. And then I think I got 47,000 words into another book, but I sort of put that on hold while I did other things.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you think as writers, I think that big point I want to raise today is like your plans change sometimes, don't they? Have you found that yourself, particularly when doing this book now that's on hold at the moment?
Yeah, I want to go back to it eventually. And I've got lots of notes, so I don't think I'm going to have to go back through all 47,000 words and read it. I could just go back to my notes to refresh my memory of what had happened and where I'm up to.
Yeah, no, I get you completely. This is what's happened to me, really. Obviously, with my French female hit woman book,
Yeah,
and I ended up devising that through just basically. I did some messing around with an image creator I was, and I found an image I liked, and pissing around with stuff, and then the characters again took off, and I've done 20 odd thousand words in the first draft on that. So it won't be out this year because I want to have a look round with being very genre-based writing, but I think it's very me. Look around for possible publishing myself on it, and then I've done 20,000 words on, it's going to be a trilogy as well. 20,000 words on the first novel. There's 2,500 words on the second novel, would you believe?
yeah.
Have you ever done that before when you've done a couple of series where you're halfway through one book and an idea appears for the second book and you wrote a chapter or two down on that?
I've kind of done it a couple of times. I was writing my songbook at the same time as I was writing my women's fiction book. And then I was also writing the Death to All Men about killing men book at the same time as writing a romance novella. So it's two completely different genres.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I want to ask you about that because people might be checking both of the books out. They are really good books, both of them. And you can ask me about how I balanced it myself. But I'm intrigued to know, obviously, when you did your Death to All Men book last year and romance novella, how hard did you find it moving between genres? Because both these books are radically different from the other book.
Yeah, I think they balanced each other out in some ways because it's like if I was feeling like really vindictive, I could sort of jump into the killing men book. And if I was feeling like a bit nicer, I could jump into the nice, cozy Christmas romance book.
Yeah, no, it's worked really books, both really good books in different ways. I said it was like it surprised me, and I'm not going to name him, but a certain mutual friend of ours. What did he tell you about the romance book?
I don't know. I'm not sure who you're referring to.
CM, that's your clue.
Oh, right, yeah. Because at the spoken word night that we co-run together, there's somebody that goes there, and like most people, they're used to me writing books where somebody dies horribly, usually some not so poor man. And he asked if I could write an alternative ending in the romance book where everyone gets slaughtered at the end.
As you do. That's all I'm going to say there, right? So, as you do. So, but yeah, that's why. So, were you not tempted when you were doing a novella book to actually go and do this at the end? Just do a cheap throwaway ending like that?
No, no, I think it'd cheapen it, to be honest.
And for the word cheap throwaway, yeah. But like it was,
Yeah,
can you look at when you having as writers? I'm always a believer, that's why I'm going to mention my point next to it, is each year you do, and we're not I'm not making millions of it, and you know you're not. But half the time for me, it's the journey of the writer where we've got to keep, I'm always a believer in not standing still. Because I've had a few writers that spoken label and they get one jar and they stick to it. But I'm always a believer I've got to be progressing all the time. And you look what I did last year, obviously, like, I did my second novel, didn't I? Death, and that been 13 years to write. That was just one straight cluster of prose, basically.
yeah,
And that's why Fred's that came out after that. It was the right time to do that, just to break the story down before going to the third novel. But your case would be, you look like you had a break, didn't you? Before you brought your Death to All Men book out, and then obviously your novella.
yeah. Well, my copywriting took off. I still did like writing flash fiction and poetry and short things, but I just didn't have time for the novels anymore.
Yeah, I think it goes that way sometimes, isn't it? When just time, as sort of creative people, we're constantly moving forward all the time. And I think that's what worked for you then. And it's like you said, now you're going a different direction again. It'll be another direction, different direction this year as well coming, won't it? So, but yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm throwing a few ideas around, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I definitely want to do something with the autism poetry and also some kind of book. But I've got a few ideas which way I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. And people wonder, obviously, with the podcast itself, we will be keeping an eye on the latest writing news and stuff where we can give you evaluations and things. I've not seen much more news on AI and stuff recently. Have you seen anything you'd like to comment on?
Just the same thing. It's just taking people's jobs and then everybody saying how good it is and how it won't take your job, even though it already has. But let's not bury our heads in the sand.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed on that. So listen, well, we'll move on anyway. So, right, people, yeah, we should be back in a couple of weeks' time when we will promise you now we'll have them all fully formed, fully amalgamated, what, all guns blazing episode for you news, won't we, Amanda?
Yeah.
Right, anyway, to conclude, Amanda, when is Death to All Men out? Because you've got this set for a release date, haven't you?
Ghost of me, you mean?
Oh, Death to All Men, go to me. Ah! Well, oh, I am really not in
it's
that zone today. Sorry,
it's
people.
out on the 10th of February, just
10th
in
Feb.
time for Valentine's Day.
Bizarrely enough, yeah. My on the air book, which is the podcasting book, is well. Currently waiting for somebody to do me an article that she promised.
I know, I'm sure she'll get round to it.
No naming, no names. That'll be out imminently. Okay, as soon as somebody is on the nameless that send me an article they promised, it's all edited that, so that'll be out imminently. I've got the last draft to do on. I said on last orders. It's not a massive amount of work. That it's done. It's done basically. That'll be out. I'm in for March for that. So all my books. Well, these two books. Last orders book will be out as A.E. Nicholson. You'll find that on Amazon or the usual places. On the air is as Andy N. Amanda, what is I'll get his book right. Ghost to Me, not Death to All Men. What name is that coming out under? Is it still coming out as
That's
Amanda
coming out
Steele?
under, yeah, it's still going to be Amanda Steele because it'd be confusing otherwise bringing it out under a different name.
But so, yeah, that's fine. So, like I said, that's going to be out in February. That's fine. Okay. In the meantime, I've got an Ocean in a Bottle album out shortly as well on Cambric Electric, a French label. My first Ocean in a Bottle album for over 2 years. That's out next week, actually. So, watch your space. So, okay, Amanda, take us out.
Bye, everyone.
See you all, people. Take care.
The Writing Way with Amanda Nicholson and Andy N.
The Writing Way with Amanda Nicholson and Andy N.